I recently had the incredible opportunity to travel from the UK to France for a Muslim wedding, and it was so much more than I ever expected. It was a beautiful journey into faith, culture, and community, and I want to take you all along with me. My trip started bright and early, catching a train and then a flight, filled with anticipation for what lay ahead. Arriving in France, the excitement was immediate. The wedding wasn't just a one-day event. The preparations began days before, turning the bride's home into a hub of warmth and joyful activity. The atmosphere was so peaceful. I watched as the bride, wearing a graceful headscarf, was surrounded by her family. They helped her choose delicate jewelry and a stunningly embroidered dress that was a perfect blend of modesty and elegance. The air was filled with soft prayers, gentle laughter, and the most amazing smells of traditional food wafting from the kitchen. It was a scene of quiet, heartfelt celebration. Meanwhile, at his home, the groom was also getting ready. He looked sharp in a classic suit, surrounded by his own family. A really special moment was watching the elders give him advice, speaking to him about the responsibilities of marriage and the importance of respect. It was a touching reminder of the deep values underpinning the celebration. Then came the Nikah, the Islamic marriage ceremony. It was held in a serene and spiritual setting, creating a powerful sense of peace. Verses from the Quran were recited, filling the room with a sacred energy. The couple signed their marriage contract, and then heartfelt du'as or prayers were made for their future happiness and prosperity. It was a profoundly moving moment, witnessing two souls being joined together in faith. After the sacredness of the Nikah, it was time for the grand celebration. We all moved to a large, beautifully decorated wedding hall. This is where the party really came to life. Guests from all different backgrounds and cultures gathered together. The hall was buzzing with energy as people shared delicious food, swapped stories, and laughed together. The joy was contagious. Everyone was there to celebrate the couple, and the sense of community was just incredible to be a part of. The fusion of French and Muslim traditions was seamless and beautiful. As if the wedding wasn't special enough, my stay in France also coincided with the beginning of Ramadan. This gave me an even deeper insight into the community's life and faith. I was invited to join Sehri gatherings, waking up before dawn to eat and pray with families in the quiet, peaceful hours of the early morning. It was a really intimate and spiritual experience. Throughout the day, the spirit of Ramadan was everywhere. I saw fasting events and community iftars, where people would come together at sunset to break their fast. These gatherings weren't just about food. They were about strengthening bonds, sharing blessings, and supporting one another. The sense of unity was palpable, and it showed me how fasting brings people closer, not just to God, but to each other. And then came Eid. To mark the end of Ramadan, we went to one of the most breathtaking mosques I have ever seen. The architecture was stunning, and the building was filled with light and a profound sense of peace. The Eid prayers were a powerful experience, with hundreds of people standing shoulder to shoulder, united in gratitude and joy. Seeing the community come together like this, celebrating the culmination of a month of devotion, was the perfect ending to my trip. It was a beautiful display of the unity and spirit that defines Muslim life. Looking back, this trip was about so much more than just attending a wedding. It was a journey that crossed borders, not just geographically, but culturally and spiritually. From the intimate moments of the wedding preparations to the grand celebration, from the quiet prayers of Ramadan to the joyful gathering of Eid, I was welcomed with open arms. It was a powerful reminder that despite our different backgrounds, the core values of family, faith, and community connect us all in the most beautiful ways. I found myself in the bride's home, which was just buzzing with this incredible warm energy. Picture this: the bride, wearing a graceful headscarf, surrounded by her family. They're helping her choose the most delicate jewelry and a stunningly embroidered dress that was the perfect blend of modesty and elegance. The whole house was filled with soft prayers, laughter, and the amazing smell of traditional food cooking in the kitchen. It was such a peaceful and beautiful scene. Over at the groom's house, a similar sense of anticipation was in the air. He was getting ready in a classic suit, while the elders of his family shared words of wisdom about the responsibilities and respect that come with marriage. It was a really touching moment, seeing this tradition of guidance being passed down through generations. Then came the Nikah, the Islamic marriage ceremony. The setting was so serene and spiritual. Verses from the Quran were recited, filling the room with a sense of peace. The couple signed their marriage contract, and heartfelt prayers, or du'as, were made for their happiness and future together. It was a powerful reminder of the sacred bond they were forming. After the spiritual depth of the Nikah, it was time to celebrate. We all headed to a grand wedding hall. The place was alive with energy. Guests from so many different cultures came together, sharing amazing food, swapping stories, and just radiating joy. The fusion of French and Muslim traditions was incredible. You'd see people in traditional attire and others in modern formal wear, all mingling and celebrating as one big family. The music was a fantastic mix, too, blending traditional melodies with contemporary beats that got everyone on their feet. There was so much dancing and laughter, it was impossible not to get swept up in the happiness. As if the wedding wasn't special enough, my trip also coincided with the beginning of Ramadan. This added a whole new layer to my experience. I got to witness the pre-dawn Sehri gatherings, where families would come together in the quiet early hours to eat and pray before starting their fast. It was a time of incredible tranquility and connection. Throughout the day, even while fasting, the sense of community was stronger than ever. I joined community iftars, the evening meals to break the fast, where tables were laden with delicious food and shared with friends, family, and even strangers. The generosity and hospitality were just overwhelming. These gatherings weren't just about food. They were about strengthening bonds and sharing in the spiritual journey of the holy month. The climax of my trip was celebrating Eid. The moon was sighted, signaling the end of Ramadan, and the celebrations began. I went to one of the most beautiful mosques I have ever seen. The architecture was breathtaking, and it was filled with light and an atmosphere of pure gratitude. Thousands of people gathered for the Eid prayer, dressed in their finest clothes, greeting each other with hugs and well wishes. It was a powerful display of the unity and spirit that defines Muslim life. From the wedding to Ramadan and Eid, every moment was a lesson in love, faith, and the beauty of community. Reflecting on this journey, it was so much more than attending a wedding. It was about being welcomed into a community and witnessing the beautiful tapestry of faith and culture woven together. From the intimate moments of the bride's preparation to the grand celebration at the hall, from the quiet prayers of Ramadan to the joyful festivities of Eid, I saw how tradition and modernity can coexist beautifully. It was a powerful reminder that across borders and cultures, the core values of family, faith, and community connect us all. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey. It was a privilege to share these moments with you. If you enjoyed this glimpse into a French Muslim wedding and the celebrations of Ramadan and Eid, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more stories from around the world. I'd love to hear about your own experiences with cultural celebrations in the comments below. Until next time, take care and keep exploring.